Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a video on meditation. Hopefully this will be a short video like my last one. I'll try not to go on for about a half hour about meditating, but I probably could. So I recently had a few friends ask me about how to meditate, or basically what is it, you know. I think people have this idea that meditation is like you gotta, I don't know, everything has to be perfect or it's some kind of weird thing, but really all it really means is you're just sitting quietly with eyes closed. And eventually you could get to where you kind of feel like you're meditating even if you're not, you know, sitting quietly in a room by yourself with eyes closed. You can kind of meditate like where you're at, or even if you're surrounded by people. So it took me a few weeks to really calm my mind down, and even now, even though I have a couple of months of practice with it, it was kind of rough getting started in the beginning, because I was like, what am I doing? You know, you're sitting with eyes closed. Usually I just get myself into a really comfortable position, and I usually just meditate on my bed. I'll prop a couple of body pillows up behind me against the wall. My bed's right against the wall. Or you could use a comfortable chair. You could sit down or you could lay down. I like to cross my legs, but sometimes my knees get a little uncomfortable, so I'll just straighten my legs out. The key really is to be in a comfortable position to where you don't have to think about your body, and you can kind of let everything go. So basically I will prop a couple body pillows up behind me, and then I'll kind of scooch in and get nice and comfortable. And then once I feel kind of settled in, I'll have my eyes closed. Sometimes I'll turn my fan on and kind of meditate like to the sound of that. Sometimes I'll cover myself with a little blanket if I'm a little chilled. Like you just really want to be as comfortable as you can possibly get, like I said, so you're not thinking about your body, because you're trying to go inside and connect with your higher self. So I will sit, get nice and comfy. You could even put on some headphones, and there's a lot of things out there called on YouTube called binaural beats, where maybe you're focused on like a certain chakra, like a root chakra or sacral chakra, or crown chakra. There are different there's a lot of different videos out there. So a lot of times I'll plug in my headphones and I'll turn on the fan, just to drown out any outside noises that might come in. And if you hear other noises, just kind of accept it as part of what is, and try not to get all involved with it. So get yourself nice and comfortable. You can listen to some headphones if you want, something that's nice and calming, relaxing. There's a particular video out there, I'll post a link below, but there's a particular video that it's something like Tibetan, the ringing bowls, and there's something really powerful about it, and I think it's either a third eye or a crown chakra video, but it just does something, like physically I feel this kind of energy moving through me, and it's pretty awesome. It's a really good sensation. So get yourself nice and comfortable, and just close your eyes and kind of go within, and that's kind of how it starts. And you could even meditate on a certain thought or a certain word. When I started, I had a friend kind of guide me to, I was like, I don't know how to meditate. Like I'm trying, I'm sitting with eyes closed, and I feel like nothing's happening, I'm not doing anything. But just by having that intention, you're already doing something. And your internal self, your higher self, that energy is there, and it's already there for you. So all you're doing is aligning yourself with it so that you can tap into it, because it's already there. It just feels like it's kind of hidden from us. So I was like, I'm having trouble, like I can't meditate, I don't know what am I supposed to do? Take a couple deep breaths, close your eyes, and just focus on maybe a particular word or a particular phrase. So I think the one that I used was light and love, or you can meditate on the word peace. So when you feel you're basically trying to have a clean slate, a calm mind, and so when you feel a certain thought coming in, it's called like the squirrel brain or the monkey mind. So when you feel a particular thought coming in, maybe about something you've got to do later today, or something, you're thinking about the past, thinking about the future, anything to keep us from thinking about the present moment and what is right now, right? There's so many distractions. So, but we're meant to live in the present moment, and that's where joy happens, and that's where peace happens, and that's where we connect with our higher selves. So basically, when you find a thought coming in, which you're going to have a lot of thoughts, especially in the beginning, just, speaking from experience here, it's definitely a squirrel brain in there, and the brain doesn't stop, right? So you're kind of taking a step back from your physical brain and going within and just trying to be a witness to the thoughts that kind of come in, So if you find a thought coming in, like, I need to buy milk, I need some milk for my coffee or something like that, or man, that argument that I had with somebody, or oh man, I need to do this, or oh, why did that person say this to me? Whatever it is that's coming in, you're just gonna have these thoughts come in, and just try to put a bubble around it and just be like, okay, thank you for showing me this, thank you for showing me that thought, and just kind of let it drift away. You're gonna find other thoughts coming in. You're gonna find, at first, finding a lot of thoughts coming in, it's gonna be pretty distracting, but it gets easier over time. Man, the sun just came out. And you can bring yourself back to your present being by focusing on a particular thought or a particular word or phrase. Or you could say, I am light, or maybe I am love, or just the word peace. So take a couple deep breaths. The thoughts come in. Okay, thank you for that thought. Put a bubble around it. Be grateful for it. Don't judge yourself for having a brain, because we all have one, and just let the thought go. If the same thought comes in, just do the same thing. Okay, thank you for it. Send it out, and then bring yourself back to that word, peace, or divine light, or divine love, whatever it is that you want to focus on. You might only be able to do this for a minute or two. A minute is kind of a long time. I know with the Course in Miracles, the first lesson, day 1, starts off with a minute in the morning, a minute midday sometime, and a minute in the evening. So you're literally meditating. It's kind of teaching you how to meditate, or basically train your mind to be in the present moment and focus for a minute at a time, because our minds are so distracted that it's really hard to kind of get in there and be present. We're so distracted with so much stuff. We're kind of conditioned as a society to, if you're not taking action on something, if you're not doing or using words, or that we're not contributing to society, or that we're not accomplishing anything. But actually, by going inside and seeing what's there and being fully present with yourself, you're gonna hear a different voice. You might not hear it, like actually hear it, but your higher self is in there, because a lot of times, most of the time, we're operating from the ego. It's like you got the ego on this side telling you something, like, oh, you should do this, you should do that, feel guilty, feel bad, and you've got your higher self, which is, like your spirit body, which is the quiet voice, which is telling you gently, which makes it harder to hear, because the ego's voice is really loud. So your higher self is like, hey, treat yourself with love and kindness, and treat other people with love and kindness, forgive, live in the present moment, be happy. I took a couple notes here too about this. So we're meant to be happy and at peace, like at all times. The ego's world is a battleground, and it's not fun. And that's very true. We get caught up in thoughts from the past, or what we should have done, could have done, self-judgments, judgments of others. Have that forgiveness for yourself. And, I know we're all busy. Most of us are busier than we probably want to be, and we feel like we don't have time for the things that we truly want to enjoy. So try to allow yourself at least a couple minutes a day to go inside here, not inside physically, but inside, mentally. And I get distracted by birds, see. Go inside mentally and just try to allow yourself that peace in that moment, and you find those thoughts coming in, just go back to that peaceful mind state, let the thought go, take a couple deep breaths, and focus on just being, you know. Let's see, I took a couple other notes here. Let's see. Okay. You are meant to be happy. We're meant to be happy. Like it's our natural birthright. There's something to be said about not medicating our lives, you know, seeking bodily pleasures, you know, like constantly seeking that, like needing drugs or alcohol or a gym to make us happy, you know, personal experience. My drug was the gym. And actually I'm going to the gym right after this, but it's more of a need to move my body than an obsessive drive to, you know, oh, I gotta spend 5 hours at the gym today or I'm not okay. That's gone. So not medicating your life, not seeking a bodily pleasure to cover up some type of pain that's there, you know. And I think that it's harder to do at first, but once you start gaining a little momentum with it, it becomes easier. Train your mind to align with love, and that gives you the ability to shine your light and to achieve things that are beyond the norm. Let's see. I have everything I need, and I do not need others to become something of less so that I can feel more. I don't have to manipulate or control anyone to get what I want. I am perfectly happy in my mind and my body. And I know that I have a purpose. Give your attention to what you want and spend no time defending anything. Don't spend time defending things. Like don't focus on what you don't want. You know, focus on what you do want. Have those good feelings of joy. There's also, I will post a link below, but Abraham Hicks has a lot of videos, a ton of videos out there about aligning with your joy and basically being in a good vibration where, you know, what you put out comes back at you. So if you are in your joy and you are being in the present moment, being happy, the universe is going to give you more of that. So if you're feeling good and just aligning with, you know, be grateful for the small things. Hey, I'm alive. I have this body. I came onto this planet, you know, and be grateful for the experience. Be grateful that you exist. Be grateful that you have a body. There's so many small things even to be grateful for. So the more that you align with that, the more good things the universe is going to bring into your life on the physical plane. You know, as within, so without. Let's see. Creativity, joy, and happiness. You know, allow yourself to do something creative or something that brings you joy. And it's a gift that you can give to yourself, and in turn, you give it to everybody else too. Let's see, what else? Okay. The solutions you seek aren't found in the problems themselves. Bring more happiness into your life, and you'll raise the world, because you're raising your vibration, and it's scientifically been proven. Like it's a physical thing. So if you're focusing on the positive, you literally are raising a vibration. It's like climbing a ladder, and it gains momentum. And so the darker parts, or the low times become less, and the higher times become more often. You know, so if you find yourself feeling like this, you know, it's going to be like a steady wave up. You might sink into some lows, but you'll be able to pull yourself out of that without feeling the need to medicate yourself with, you know, a TV show that, you know, is like violent or whatever, or needing to drink, or you know, whatever it is that is like your drug of choice kind of thing. Shopping, you know. Spending 10 hours at the gym a day. Let's see. Pointing out the problems and ills in the world does not uplift the world. So, you know, don't let yourself get sucked into the negative news that's happening in the world. Focus on the good. Send some love and light to certain situations, and that will actually help. You know, focus on what's good and good things that can happen, and that will actually help the situation out, whether it's a person, you know, if there's a person that's struggling, you're not going to be able to solve that problem on the same level as it was created. So you're going to have to be above that level, you know, in order to help it. So raise your vibration, focus on the good. If you guys have any questions on meditation, please make a comment in the comment section, and I guess I'm gonna go to the gym now and then maybe meditate later. So hope you guys have a great day. Light and love to you. Take care.